everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Well, this morning, I want to send a shout out to all my friends who support me on YouTube, and some of them, use a term toward me, and I love it. They say I'm a hot mess, and I just, those are my boos. Those are my homies, if you will, however you want to put it. I'm kind of old. I'm in another generation, so I don't know what the real get down is nowadays. But anyway, people that are just so supportive of me, and some of them say things, like, girl, you a mess. And one in particular says, you a hot mess. Well, this one individual, so those of you who, who you are, I love y'all. Mwah. But now, here's where I want to get at. This other individual is on here lately and calling my videos mess. That's the comment. Mess. And so I wasn't sure at first if it was like one of my friends, just like, or somebody that want to be my friend and just say, girl, you're a mess. I wasn't sure until they left some other comments, which led me believe that, no. This ain't one of your boos. This is one of your, I don't want to say enemies, but this is a person that is disagreeing with what you're saying. And I gathered that from some of the other comments that they had left. Anyway, and so on one in particular video, they put, again, mess. And so I responded, nope, hot mess. Just kind of joking around a little bit. Because, it's really okay when people want to agree or disagree. That's fine, because you can't expect to go into a forum like this where, you just have, you don't know who's watching and what their perspectives are. So you cannot expect that you come on here and that you'll have 100% agreement. And you have to be okay with that. So I'm okay with that. Really ironic this morning because, I look a hot mess. I just got up and took my kids to school and threw on a cap and just kind of, darted out the house. So it's really, my look is appropriate with what I'm talking about. But on a more serious note, this person who keeps writing mess and all this other stuff, which is okay. Once again, it's okay. Disagree. Say what you want to say. It's okay. But it caused me to look a little deeper. Let me tell you what the name, what their channel is called, because it really is interesting. It's very interesting. The name of their channel is Jesus, all in capitals, Jesus is Way, John 14. That's the name of the channel. Jesus is Way, John 14. So that's the channel name. And so the channel name, it just looks to me like this person is just walking on a heavenly cloud, like just walking out the door in the morning. Oh, Jesus, angels are singing around me. Oh, just like, Jesus is Way, John 14. Oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Hiya, ba, 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 shadalabaya. Jesus, 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 Jesus is Way. And, and that's fine. That's fine too. That's fine too. People got to do what they got to do in life to make it through. So that's fine. But here's my point. One of them anyway. Jesus' Way, John 14, tells me I'm a mess, tells me my video's a mess, tells, sends messages, leaves comments, stating my deception and my confusion and all this kind of stuff. Okay, great. But I'm saying that this individual is validating my whole point. Just validating my point. And here's one of the reasons. One of the scriptures that they left on a comment was 2 Timothy 2:15. As if I got you now. Like I don't read my Bible enough, and I don't know what it said. I'm just throwing up a whole bunch of videos that, speculation. And the funny thing to me is like, well, if you're going to try to trap me or put me in some kind of corner or, try to, put me on blast, I mean, you got to find a better scripture than that. Because that's what I'm very familiar with. You got to go back to Zephaniah or something. And then maybe I'll be like, does it say that in the Bible? But I'm going to tell you right now, it might be very difficult for you to find something to trap me with, because I understand that the letter kills, but the spirit gives life. You see, and here's another one of my points. The letter being used in a way to trap. The letter being used in a way to, not to bring life, but to, I gotcha. They're just validating my point. This is what the church system does. And the scripture becomes rhetoric. It's not life-giving. It's not life-producing. It's not life-changing. It's rhetoric. It's, I gotcha. 2 Timothy 2:15. It's like you be sitting in church, like I have all my life. And they'll say one of those typical scriptures such as that. And the preacher go, study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed. And then he'll let the audience finish. And everybody will say together, just like clockwork, rightly dividing the word of truth. It's just like, yeah, we know that. And it's like you kind of get puffed up a little bit. We know that. Oh, this will be funny. Let me get my Bible out real quick. What if you sit in church one day and the pastor just assumes that people, know their Bible. They throw out them scriptures that they say all the time over and over and over again, like the rhetoric, like I say. But what if they just all of a sudden one day just blasted out a scripture and expected the audience to know it? I'm trying to find a scripture that they don't never ever go to, which is a whole bunch of them. Oh, here we go. And expected the audience to finish. So what if they started off like, oh Lord, I should have got my glasses. I cannot see what this says. Hold on. I'm going to get there. Lord have mercy. Okay. So he's up in the pulpit and he goes, if thieves come to you, if robbers in the night. What's after that, y'all? Come on, it's Obadiah. Obadiah, the first chapter. Come on, y'all know that, don't you? Obadiah 1 and 5. No. We don't know that. That's why I'm saying all this stuff is rhetoric. That's why I'm saying this Jesus is way, John 14, is rhetoric. Working in rhetoric. You're not working in biblical truth or the spirit. It's rhetoric. Okay, Jesus is way, John 14, tell me what's after that. If thieves come to you, if robbers in the night, Obadiah 1:5, what's after that? Quote that one. It's, oh, what a disaster awaits you. Would they not steal only as much as they wanted? Now, we could just go on and on. We can go on and on like that, because this is a really big, this is a really big book. And sad to say, the reason for all of the deception is because, we don't really get into most of what this book says. We get into the rhetoric. We get into enough. Y'all watch the video called "Got Milk." If you desire, it's on here, because we pretty much just got milk. We pretty much can throw out 2 Timothy 2:15 and just keep on about our merry way. But there's a whole lot more in here that to be considered. Anyway, I'm going in a million different directions. But this person just, it just really striked a chord in me. Not in a negative way to get back at somebody, but really to think even deeper about things. You're throwing out scriptures.